Hi, McArthur.
Hey,
How's it
can you hear
going?
me? I'm going good. Let me turn this on. Okay. It's going good. It's going good.
Did you have a good week?
You can say that. You can say that.
Alrighty. Okay, so tell me any thoughts on our last session, and then also maybe what you'd like to focus on today in our session.
Um, Last session, I've been working on like this script with the three people.
Yeah,
It's been fun, but extremely difficult.
right. Adding in another additional character. Yeah.
And then like Maya's like my hardest one because I can't necessarily make a female voice set, so it's like I try to make her a more focused and like
Okay.
softer tone voice of like, oh my god,
Yeah.
we're just trying to like do this project, but like Derek keeps like interrupting with his energetic
Got
mood
it.
swinging self.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then like it was like hard for me to like also like try to find that voice and do that because like for Ethan like character, I
Mm.
was going for like a more like uh Han from Fast and Furious slash he's high on
Sure.
like weed. So it's like
Yeah.
I was going for that. And then it's like was like trying to switch through that to like go to like Maya's, but then also I was like, oh my god, this is killing me. Because like I'll catch myself with like speaking in Derek's voice for Maya, and I'm like, no, that's not how she's supposed to sound. Or like I'll catch like it being in the lower tone of like the voice I have for Ethan for Maya. And I was just like, why? Why is this happening to me? But yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Um, so, yeah. So it sounds like a couple things. Working on one, a female character has been a big challenge, and then also working on having the three characters seems like those two things are probably the biggest things. Would you agree with that? Okay, so yeah, so those are things that we can definitely work on today. So, one thing I would say, when you're narrating, there are a few different ways that people will ask you to approach it. One is that they just want you to read in your regular voice everything,
Mm,
regardless of if it's characters or whatnot. In that case, I usually say keep your regular voice, but have an attitude shift when you go from character to character. And then you also still want to have, those pause moments between like the narrator and a character or a character and another character. Um, you also sometimes will have people who say, oh, I want like the full character voices. That I would say is a lot more like fatiguing and physically demanding. And then it also takes quite a bit more time. And then you have people who kind of want an in between, which I would say is typically the most common, which is where they're like, okay, I want like a hint of the character voices, but not like a full on character. Um,
mm,
and so with that, then it's like you get, a little bit of the character voice, but not like the full on character voice. So it's
yeah.
like if you can give a little hint of the female character, that would be enough. Even if it's not a full on like female character voice.
Mm,
So, you make it a little higher pitched and you change the attitude and you change a little bit of the nuance and like speech patterns that she has, those kind of things. So yeah, so you might be asked to do a few different things with it, and it just kind of
gotcha.
depends on what that publishing company or the author want for their particular project.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I think
Gotcha.
it's great to work on creating the full character voice, but if it's a little more subtle, I think that's okay too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely been fun. It's just been like like
A
it's
big
like
challenge.
yeah, it's like how like something's in your clothes. You're just like I know it's there. I just can't pull it out from my
Oh
heart.
yeah.
And so like that's just like the feeling of like oh man, like this is nice, but dang it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, where it's like it's close and you know it's there, like it's right on the edge, like having something on the tip of your tongue and you're like, oh, it's right there, but I
Yeah,
can't quite grab the word. Yeah, yeah, I get
it,
that.
it
So
was
I'd
just
love
like
to
fun
hear
doing
what
it.
you've done with it first, and then let's go from there. So just show me where it's at, and then we can decide, what we need to do from that point.
Okay. Oh man, I did not feel confident with this at all.
Hey, that's okay. Just try to have fun with it. We're still playing with it and kind of building on it. So it's totally fine if you're like, it's not perfect yet. It doesn't have to be.
We just need something simple this year. Last year's haunted corn maze was liability nightmare. Yeah, the goat situation alone. I once outran a goat. Hi, Derek. It was aggressive. You can see it in their eyes. They don't blink. That's a striker mindset. We're 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 not talking about goats. Everything is about goats if you zoom out. We're planning the fundraiser. Say less. I thrive under fiscal pressure. You're not on student council. Titles are a social construct. I'm more of a midfield consultant. That's not a thing. Oh, wow. Okay, undermined it in my own hallway. Incredible. No one's undermining you. Good, because I already made a logo. For what? For whatever we decide. It just says fundraiser. Bold, aggressive, forward leaning font. Like me on a breakaway. We haven't even picked a theme. Theme is momentum. Life doesn't wait. You strike when the defense hesitates. This is a bake sale. Then we bake with urgencies. It's cookies, man. Cookies win wars, Ethan. No, they don't. Tell that to morale. Okay, what are you even doing here? I sensed a planning meeting. My instincts are elite, predator level. Don't you play JV soccer? That's a choice. I like to study the field, observe patterns, wait, then insert myself. Yes, we've noticed. You know what's wild? No one ever passes to me unless I call for it. That's definitely how soccer works. Exactly. So I call for it. I'm open. Please stop yelling. See? Now I have the ball. Metaphorically. There is no ball. There's always a ball. Fine. What's your fundraiser idea? Penalty kick booth. With what goal? Me. You want people to pay to kick soccer balls at you. For charity. That's not safe. Neither is love. What does that mean? I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot lately. About what? Branding. Kick it for a cause. Derek will emotionally recover. Absolutely not. Okay, pivot. Silent disco bake sale. That's two unrelated things, aren't they? Exactly. Disorient the defense. That's not... Maya, when was the last time you surprised the world? I filed the budget report 3 days early. Ruthless. I respect it. I'll draft 3 proposals. 1 practical, 1 visionary, 1 chaotic neutral. We didn't ask you to. I'm open! Is he on student council now? I don't know, but if he prints those flyers, we might accidentally raise money. He's like a golden retriever with a strategy degree. He doesn't have a strategy degree. Not yet!
Okay, all right, it's really fun. Yeah, I think it has a lot of like high energy to it. I really like the attitude shifts, like you were saying. And I feel like, even though you were saying you kind of feel uncomfortable with the female character, I still feel like I can tell when you switch to her character. What I try to do is have as much variety as possible. Even if I don't feel like I can do a full on character voice, like what's in my head, as like, oh, I feel like, somebody else would do a better job on this particular character voice. I try to just have as much contrast as I can. So, like, one character could be fast paced, one could be medium paced, one could be slow paced, one could have a higher pitch, one could have a mid pitch, one could have a low pitch. Layering in things like speech patterns, like one's going to have a little bit of a lisp, one's going to have a little bit of an accent, one's going to have a little bit of, they have a very clipped tone or a sing-songy kind of tone. And so I layer in these differences that help it to be really clear who's who. Always making sure you put a pause as you're shifting between can really help as well. How did you feel about that run through?
It felt good. Like, I would say, like, I don't know. It just felt kind of like how I've like been going through it. Like, it just felt like very fun. Like, I felt like I
Yeah.
was like able to connect with the characters and see where they're trying to come from. So like, it felt good.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Good. Um, so, um, what if you were going to pick one thing would you adjust about it?
Um, I would say like probably just uh how you were saying like the pacing like kind of because I feel like Derek would be the faster talker, then Ethan would be like a slowy down like a wispy talker, and then like Maya would be like the medium tone person.
Yeah.
So I would like want to pace that, and then like also for it felt like they were responding too fast, so I'd want to like maybe like half a second longer when reading the next line, so like
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like they would necessarily be speaking over each other unless like
Okay.
unless one of them intentionally cuts off the other.
Sure. Right. I think that's a really good thing to notice is that occasionally we might have someone who's cutting someone off. So that general rule would adjust in that moment. Absolutely. Yeah. What would be a moment in this script where that might be a good move?
um I would definitely say once Derek enters the conversation with the goat last year, then he's like, I once outran a goat. I feel like that would have one, and then when he says I'm open, when he screams I'm open, like if yes, like I wouldn't say like that cut off. There's another, not the first I'm open. I think it's the second I'm open. Like that, I feel like he's cutting somebody off, and he says that, and then the last not yet.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Good. Yeah, so good, clear vision for that of where that would be a good move that really keeps up the momentum and tells that story. Um, yeah, and I think, we have a character that's kind of part of their quirk, is that
Yeah.
they would just jump in, and insert themselves. Um, so I think, that's a pretty big part of their character. Um, so I think that works really nicely. Okay, good. Um, so let's go ahead and try it again and play with those ideas a little bit more. Just a little more focus on those couple elements.
Copy that. Copy that. We just need something simple this year. Last year's haunted corn maze was a liability nightmare. Yeah, the goat situation alone. I out once ran a goat. Hi, Derek. It was aggressive. You can see it in their eyes. They don't blink. That's a striker mindset. We're not talking about goats. Everything is about goats if you zoom out. We're planning the fundraiser. Say less. I thrive under physical pressure. You're not on student council. Titles are a social construct. I'm more of a midfield consultant. That's not a thing. Wow. Okay, undermined in my own hallway. Incredible. No one's undermining you. Good, because I already made a logo. For what? For whatever we decide. It just says fundraiser, bold, aggressive, forward-leaning font, like me on a breakaway. We haven't even picked a theme. Theme is momentum. Life doesn't wait. You strike when the defense hesitates. This is a bake sale. Then we bake with urgency. It's cookies, man. Cookies win wars, Ethan. No, they don't. Tell that to morale. Okay, what are you even doing here? I sense the planning meeting. My instincts are elite, predator level. You play JV soccer. That's a choice. I like to study the field, observe patterns, wait, then insert myself. Yes, we've noticed. You know what's wild? No one ever passes to me unless I call for it. That's definitely how soccer works. Exactly. So I call for it. Open. Please stop yelling. See? Now I have the ball. Metaphorically. There is no ball. There is always a ball. Fine. What's your fundraiser idea? Penalty kicking booth. With what goal? Me. You want people to pay to kick soccer balls at you. For charity? That's not safe. Neither is love. What does that mean? I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot lately. About what? Branding. It reads, kick it for a cause. Derek will emotionally recover. Absolutely not. Okay, pivot. Silent disco bake sale. That's two unrelated things. Exactly. Disoriented defense. That's not Maya. When was the last time you surprised the world? I filed the budget report 3 days early. Ruthless. I respect it. I'll draft 3 proposals. 1 practical, 1 visionary, 1 chaotic neutral. We didn't ask you to. I'm open! Is he on student council now? I don't know, but if he prints those flyers, we might accidentally raise money. He's like a golden retriever with a strategy degree. He doesn't have a strategy degree. Not yet!
Nice. Good. I definitely noticed some adjustments there. What felt good to you about that take? What felt different?
Felt good, like, just for the pauses. Like, it even, like, helped me to, like, okay, this is who I'm reading next. All right, let me try and, like, shift it. So, like, just having, like, that pause, like, that half a second, 2 second pause, like, in between lines of, like,
Yeah.
being able to see the character. Okay, boom, this is, like, the voice I have to, like, reach for. So, like, that helped out a lot. And then even, like, when I would, like, cut them off, like, having that cut off was like, okay, yeah, that felt different. That felt good. That feels like a real conversation.
Yeah.
So just like
And
those
it
two
doesn't
things.
feel too slow, like it can feel to the reader a little unnatural, but from a listening perspective, it doesn't feel slow. It feels, like a good pace, and it feels like I can follow everything really well. I'd love to play a little bit with that female character's voice, just something that can make it even more contrasting, like maybe a little nasality, maybe her voice always lifts at the end of phrases like she's asking a question. Maybe she's a little more monotone. So, what do you think we can do that can make her just have a little bit of a difference in her sound? Like maybe she has more of like a Valley Girl sound, or Maybe she has more of like a southern twang to her voice. What do you think we can do to just change her voice a little bit more to make it even more contrasting?
Um, like the only thing I could like the thing that comes to me like right now is kind of like making it just a bit higher, but also like having like a I don't know if I'll even be able to do it, but for some reason when you said like Valley Girl, I was thinking that. But like also having like a punch after each word. Like we just need something simple this year. Last year's haunted corn maze was a liability nightmare.
Okay.
Like just like something like that. But like
Yeah, yeah, just the
not
pattern changes a little bit. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Okay, great. Can we try it again? Focusing on that aspect. Just really focusing on giving her that contrast and adjusting her voice a little bit. Yeah?
Gotcha.
Great.
We just need something simple this year. Last year's haunted corn maze was a liability nightmare. Yeah, the goat situation alone. I at once ran a goat. Hi, Derek. It was aggressive. You can see it in their eyes. They don't blink. That's a striker mindset. We're not talking about goats. Everything is about goats. If you zoom out, we're planning the fundraiser. Say less. I thrive under fiscal pressure. You're not on student council. Titles are a social construct. I'm more of a midfield consultant. That's not a thing. Ooh, okay, undermined it in my own hallway. Incredible. No one's undermining you. Good, because I already made a logo. For what? For whatever we decide. It just says fundraiser. Bold, aggressive, forward-leaning font. Like me, on a breakaway. We haven't even picked a theme. Theme is momentum. Life doesn't wait. You strike when the defense hesitates. This is a bake sale. Then we bake with urgency. It's cookies, man. Cookies win wars, Ethan. No, they don't. Tell that to morale. Okay, what are you even doing here? I sensed a planning meeting. My instincts are elite. Predator level. You play JV soccer. That's a choice. I like to study the field, observe patterns, wait, then insert myself. Yes, we've noticed. You know what's wild? No one ever passes to me unless I call for it. That's definitely how soccer works. Exactly. So I call for it. Open! Please, stop yelling. See? Now I have the ball. Metaphorically, there is no ball. There's always a ball. Fine. What's your fundraiser idea? Penalty kicking booth. With what goal? Me. You want people to pay to kick soccer balls at you. For charity. That's not safe. Neither is love. What does that mean? I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot lately. About what? Branding. Kick it for a cause. Derek will emotionally recover. Absolutely not. Okay, pivot. Silent disco bake sale. That's two unrelated things. Exactly. Disorient the defense. That's not... Maya, when was the last time you surprised the world? I filled the budget report 3 days early. Ruthless. I respect it. I'll draft 3 proposals. 1 practical, 1 visionary, 1 chaotic neutral. We didn't ask you to. I'm open! Is he on student council now? I don't know, but if he prints those flyers, we might accidentally raise money. He's like a golden retriever with a strategy degree. He doesn't have a strategy degree. Not yet!
Nice. Okay, good. All right. So, how did you feel about that?
It was like I felt like nice doing it, like giving like Maya more depth to like her
Yeah.
voice, but it was definitely a like oh, like I would catch myself like, okay, wait, that was not the same 2 lines ago. That wasn't the
Yeah.
same thing. And I was
The
like, okay,
consistency wasn't quite
yeah,
there, but you were
yeah.
experimenting and, trying new things with her. Yeah, I definitely heard that you were making adjustments and experimenting and trying new things out. And I agree with that there wasn't always consistency with it, but we're on a track, right? I think sometimes it can be really helpful to have the character inspiration. Who do you think is a character that you could maybe use and kind of channel their energy and voice for her?
Like the character that I'm kind of thinking of, like that first kind of came to mind was definitely I cannot think of this show. Like she plays a detective. She plays like a high school detective.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it was
Yeah, so you have it in your head, even if you're
yeah
like, I can't tell you who it is.
the
You've got that clear vision, which
yeah
I feel like is really helpful for me, keeping it organized in my brain and staying on track and consistent.
yeah
So
it
I'll be
was
like, I'll make notes to myself if I have a lot of characters that are like, okay, this character inspiration, this, and like some notes like higher pitched, faster paced, um, tends to lift at the end of phrases, a little dash of nasality, um, a little bit of a sarcastic attitude or something. Like I'll give myself notes for each character. And that way it just kind of helps me to organize my brain. And let's say I step away and work on a different project and come back to it. I can always find that voice again.
yeah because it was like it was like like the people I would think of as like Veronica Mars or
Yeah.
like Regina George. I mean they're like kind of like two, but like those were like I'm like I feel like she would have their confidence and like
Okay.
their like I guess like sway like words in a sense.
Okay.
And so like but like the voice was definitely just like okay like high schooly of course because they're in high school but like definitely like I wouldn't say preppy white girl. Sounds very bad. Like when I say it
Yeah.
like that, I feel like, but like definitely like a preppy girl in a sense. So I don't know. Like those are just like the voices that came to me first. Were definitely like Veronica Mars. Like oh okay, like I feel like this would be a very like Veronica Mars headstrong, focused character of like what she wants to do and how she's gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay, good. So having that clear vision is really helpful. And then, what would you say at this point for the script? What do you feel like you need to do with it?
I just like definitely like the one thing I feel like I definitely have to do is just be like find a voice for Maya and just be like okay this is the voice. I'm not gonna think
Yeah.
of this character or that character or switch between this or that.
Sure.
Like this is the voice I want. This like the which I mean I'm still of course trying to figure
Yeah.
that out. But like just definitely like I feel like that's like the one thing I want to find
Clarify it
out.
for yourself.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause-
it feels to me like you haven't really nailed it down for yourself what you like. Like you're still trying to find the voice that you like. One great thing is once you have created a character voice that you're like, okay, I've got this down, you can then kind of add it to your character voice tool belt and then you can pull it back out anytime. You can be like, oh, okay, I'm going to reuse that character voice I had created for this other project, for this new project. So once you've fleshed it out and you've got it nailed down, it's like, okay, now I can, I've got that locked in, and then it's just part of your, toolbox of different characters that you've created. So I think it might be helpful to just take her lines instead of having to switch between so much. Let's just take her lines specifically. Excuse me, I had a little burp. And let's have you try just isolating some of her lines. And if you try one line 3 different times, that's okay. So let's just kind of go line by line, take her lines, and let's just work on creating that character voice and the attitude, and what you feel like you might want to do with that line for her, and just really fleshing that out. So let's isolate those. And if you want to try the same line a few different times to, feel like you get to explore that particular line a little more thoroughly, I think that might be helpful. So let's find one of her first lines and let's just work through that.
We just need something simple this year. Last year's haunted corn maze was a liability nightmare.
Okay, good. Yeah, try it a few different ways. So go ahead and try it again.
Okay. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. I don't know, it's just like I feel trapped because like I'm just playing a girl and I'm like, I don't want to be like, I don't know. It just feels not weird, but it just feels like I have such different voices for guys for like a girl. I'm like, I want to get her right. Like,
Yeah.
it just feels like with guys, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, they'll sound like this. But like with a girl, I don't know, just because like I know I can't hit the tone, so it's like, I want to make sure I hit this right.
Yeah, so maybe we try to exaggerate and lean into her attitude a little bit more, her personality a little bit more.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So just kind of amplify that a bit.
Okay. Okay. See, now I'm like going through different female characters. Have you ever seen the show Victorious?
Yeah, I have seen it.
So I'm definitely like thinking of her sister's energy right now. I don't know.
Okay.
That just
Great.
okay. We just need something simple this year. Last year's haunted corn maze was a liability nightmare.
Okay, yeah, I definitely think that was more contrasting for sure. Good. Awesome. Let's try it again and just change something about it.
Sorry. Sorry.
We could make her a little more nasally. We could make her have a little more judgmental quality. We could have her be a little more like negative about it. So just tweaking it a little bit.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Frantic. We just need something simple this year. Last year's haunted corn maze was a liability nightmare.
Okay, yeah, like more nervous about things and like a little panicked. Yeah. Okay, nice. Good. Yeah, so now I want you to try it again and just really follow your instincts.
We just need something simple this year. Last year's haunted corn maze was a liability nightmare.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, so she's being a little bit more of like a Debbie Downer here. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, a little bit like wringing her fingers, wringing her hands, worried. Yeah. And dealing with, this character is like, oh, I'm scared. He's bringing a lot of energy here. We just want to keep it simple. Yeah, so let's try to use that in the next line as well, that part of her character. And maybe that's something that carries across for her, that she's just kind of a little bit of a worrywart, yeah?
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's find the next line.
So the next line's like 2 words.
That's okay.
Definitely gonna try and feel worried about this. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Hi, Derek. That one felt weird.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
really
Maybe
weird.
it could be a little bit more like she really is reluctant to greet him. Like she doesn't want to. But she's like, hi.
Gotcha. Excuse me. That one felt good. I'm sorry. Hi, Derek. Oh, why does this one feel so weird? don't know why this one feels so awkward. It's like
So how
two
would you say hi to
words.
someone that you really wished was not there?
Like I would probably just be like very like silent head turn type thing. Like, hi, Derek.
Okay, yeah, yeah, with like a sigh as you say it, like,
Yeah.
hi, Derek. Yeah, yeah, good. Okay, great. So let's try adding that quality to her saying it.
Hi, Derek.
Yeah, good, nice. Can we add a little bit of like wine to it as well?
Did you say like why or wine?
A wine
Oh,
to
okay.
it. Like she's a little whiny about it.
I was like, oh, why? I don't know how to add a why to that.
Why are you here?
Okay, a wine. Okay. I'm trying to think of like how she would whine. Hi, Derek. I'm sorry. I'm just talking to myself. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Hi, Derek.
Yeah, good, nice, awesome. How'd that feel?
It felt good. It felt good. It's just like, I guess like the emotional like weight of it. I feel like, but like also like just thinking of like the first line we did. I'm like, I feel like those two tones of voices does not match in my head.
Ah, yeah. So can we give her a little bit of a brighter vocal quality with a hint of nasality? Can we try that?
I will definitely try. I don't know if I will succeed.
Okay.
Hi, Derek.
Good. Yeah, I think that'll carry across a little bit better. Good. Now, can we say it? Let's try something totally different where it's like clipped and short and a little bit confrontational. Like, I don't want you here.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Hi, Derek.
Yeah, it's like more impatient. Yeah, and punchy. Then let's try it like you are like asking a question, uh, like, like really scoop it this time.
Gotcha. Okay. Excuse me. Hi, Derek.
Yeah, yeah, you feel the difference there. So those are
Yeah.
all very contrasting from each other. So which one did you like best and why?
Um. Oh man. Like cause I'm like trying to think of like the background I've had for her, like this, I guess like friend relationship. Definitely like with them kind of knowing each other, I would like go with the more like the first one we had, like the like why are you here, like annoyed type side.
Okay.
Just because I feel like even though she's like frantic and panicky, but also like very like okay, this is what I signed up for. But then like he comes with like all of his energy and like interrupts their planning, and she's just like,
Ugh.
"Hi, Derek." Like,
Yeah. Resigning herself to her fate.
yeah,
Okay, nice. Awesome. Yeah. So sometimes, experimenting a little bit helps us to clarify what we're going for. All right. So try that line again following that instinct.
hi, Derek.
Perfect. Good. Yeah. Let's go to the next line that she has.
We're planning the fundraiser. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No problem. I had a burp earlier, so all good. Okay, good. So here, is it like she's being like, duh? Or is it like reluctant? She doesn't want to tell him? Is it like she's being like confrontational, like you don't belong here? What do you think is her point here?
I definitely feel like it's a more sorry, that one was like came from the stomach. That one. I definitely feel like it's more of a like confrontational slash like still annoyed because
Okay.
like they go from like talking about it to like still talking about goats, and then like so like she feels like they're kind of pulling even Ethan away from the conversation, and she's like,
Got it.
"We're planning a fundraising."
Yeah, so she's trying to refocus.
Yeah,
She's like, we're getting
yeah,
off topic. Like, here's what we're doing.
yeah,
Like, maybe
yeah.
she's in a hurry. Maybe she's like, I don't have time for this. Like, please go away. Like she's impatient about it.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, like short and clipped and like refocusing and impatient. Okay, great. Let's try it.
We're planning a fundraiser.
Good. Can you make it like even more irritable?
Gotcha. We're planning a fundraiser.
Good. Okay, and then can we make it where she is more like confrontational?
Okay. We're planning a fundraiser.
Good. And then can we try it like she is feeling a little bit nervous about interrupting, but is also like, I really need to get us back on track.
Okay. We're planning a fundraiser.
Okay, good. And then let's try like you're really excited to be planning the fundraiser.
We're planning a fundraiser.
Okay, good. So let's go ahead and try that you're super bummed out that Derek is here.
We're planning a fundraiser.
All right, good. Yeah, like maybe you have a crush on, the other guy and you're like, "Oh no, you're here. You're going to ruin everything. I volunteered for this just so I could hang out with him." Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so I want you to follow your instincts and kind of take whatever you feel like worked best from those experimental times through and try it again.
We're planning a fundraiser.
Okay, good. All right, so I want you to go back to the start, and we're going to try going through again now that we've kind of fleshed out, more of what we want to do with her voice. And if you need to, go ahead and kind of like pause between lines and think about what you want to do with that upcoming line. Maybe like take a longer pause before you say her lines, because in the editing, you can always shorten those, right? So just like, and if you need to like say her line a couple times before continuing on to, if you're like, that didn't come out quite the way I hoped, I'm going to try it again. And then you can keep going. Yeah?
Gotcha. Okay. I feel like I'm not doing my female character justice. I got you, Maya. It's okay. You're in good hands. We just need something simple this year. Last year's haunted corn maze was a liability nightmare. Yeah, the goat situation alone. I always ran a goat. Hi, Derek. It was aggressive. You can see it in their eyes. They don't blink. That's a striker mindset. We're not talking about goats. Everything is about goats if you zoom out. We're planning a fundraiser. Say less. I thrive under fiscal pressure. You're not on student council. Titles are a social construct. I'm more of a midfield consultant. That's not a thing. Wow. Okay. Undermined in my own hallway. Incredible. No one's undermining you. No one's undermining you. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, take a second.
Wow, okay. No one's undermining you. Good, because I already made a logo. For what? For whatever we decide. It just says fundraiser. bold, aggressive, forward-leaning font, like me on a breakaway. We haven't even picked a theme. Theme is momentum. Life doesn't wait. You strike when the defense hesitate. This is a bake sale. This is a bake sale. Then we bake with urgency. It's cookies, man. Cookies win wars, Ethan. No, they don't. Tell that to morale. Okay, what are you even doing here? I assist a planning meeting. My instincts are elite, predator level. You play JV soccer. That's a choice. I like to study the field, observe patterns, wait, then insert myself. Yes, we've noticed. Yes, we've noticed. You know what's wild? No one ever passes to me unless I call for it. That's definitely how soccer works. Exactly. So I call for it. Open! Please stop yelling. See? Now I have the ball. Metaphorically. There is no ball. There is always a ball. Fine. What's your fundraiser idea? Fine. What's your fundraiser idea? Penalty kick booth. With what goal? Me. You want people to pay to You want people to pay to kick soccer balls at you? For charity? That's not safe. Neither is love. What does that mean? I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot lately. About what? Branding. Kick it for a cause. Derek will emotionally recover. Absolutely not. Okay, pivot. Silent disco bake sale. That's two unrelated things. Exactly. Disorient the defense. That's not Maya. When was the last time you surprised the world? I filled the budget report 3 days early. Ruthless. I respect it. I'll draft 3 proposals. 1 practical, 1 visionary, 1 chaotic neutral. We didn't ask you to. I'm open! Is he on student council now? I don't know, but... I don't know, but if he prints those flyers, we might accidentally raise money. He's like a golden retriever with a strategy degree. He does not have a strategy degree. Not yet.
Nice. Okay, good. Awesome. All right. So what were some of the things that you feel like changed there?
Definitely Maya. I feel like Maya is just, I feel like because I had backstory of them being friends since like childhood.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel with Maya sways of emotion too. It's like, oh, so you guys definitely fit together, and Ethan is just chilling with y'all because that's why he's so quiet, because there's enough emotion within this trio group between the both of you guys.
Yeah.
So, like, just her also having, like, her being the focal one, the organized one, the student council president, like, stuff like that. So, like,
She's
with her
got
having,
it.
like...
Yeah.
Yeah, so with her having, like, the emotions of, like, flickering of, like, I guess, like, a serious, like, trying to keep them intact, and then you have, like, Dexter that's, like, emotions are swaying, trying to keep the fun, and then you have Ethan just like, I'm just here to just chill with them. There's enough going, like my life is interesting just with them. So I definitely feel like with her having those mixed emotions, to having like, I wouldn't say mixed emotions, but actually having like emotion come through with each line,
Yeah.
fits Derek's character polar opposite wise in a sense. I still don't have her voice down because I definitely still felt like the voice changing up on it. So like,
Okay.
just getting like the
Yeah.
consistent of her voice down.
But I
I'm
think
like,
you're starting to get more consistent. Like you seem like you have more of a vision of what you want for her. So I think it just needs a little bit more practice, and um, it's just kind of I think also kind of simplifying her voice would help. So instead of thinking, the individual lines and how you would act them if it was you in her shoes. Make her a little bit more two-dimensional for right now, and just really lean into the things that make her voice her voice. So kind of simplify that for yourself and really just focus on creating the character voice for now, rather than the nuance of like that line in the scene. Yeah?
gotcha. Okay, I see what you're
Yeah. Just right now while we're creating that character voice, just to simplify a little bit. Yeah.
saying.
But I definitely am hearing a little more clarity, and it is getting more consistent. So, what would you say, like, if you were going to tell somebody your thoughts on what she should sound like, or like coach someone else on how to create her voice, what would you tell them?
Oh man. Um, so I guess my thing, if I was telling another person on how to make this voice, and clarity for this voice, man, I guess in a sense, like for her, or like for the, I guess like for the other person, not only to, I guess like just not necessarily don't think about it, but like have like just your voice carry it in a sense of like, because for me, I feel like I'm overthinking it, but in a sense of like, it doesn't have to be the mediocre female voice that I kind of have in my head, which is like a valley girl, high pitched accent. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just like going out. I would say like go out there and watch high school dramas. Go out there and watch high school teen shows. Look at the
Okay.
females. Look at, because I don't think like, I'm not gonna say they don't have different voices. I think men and women and do have different voices, but in a sense, I don't think it's as different as
There's a
we think it
style
is.
to it.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like the way her, I guess her swagger, right? Like the way her tone of voice is, like listen to those teen shows and those teen
Yeah, and like
movies.
find characters, I think, too, who kind of, are the types of characters who would be on city council. So like
Yeah.
Paris in Gilmore Girls, or like Caroline in Vampire Diaries, heading up like the prom planning committee. So finding characters that are in those kind of roles where they take charge and they are in those positions.
Yeah. Cause like for, I don't know, like if I was to tell the person, it's like I would rather them have the pattern in a sense, and
Yeah.
like the way they talk down, and essentially
Sure.
like, this is gonna sound really racist, but like in a sense of like how people are like, oh, loud black women or loud black people, and like uh
And
black, like
it
black
could also
slang.
be something like maybe they're autistic or
Yeah,
ADHD, neurodivergent, and just something that makes them different. Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
that people can be kind of intolerant because they're like, I don't understand you. Why are you the way
right,
that you are?
right.
Yeah,
So it's like I feel like just listening
absolutely.
for that instead of just trying to be like,
So
oh
it's
my
a character
god, like
flaw for her.
yeah.
And
So
that's
like
okay.
listen,
That's what makes
yeah.
characters human.
Instead of like just being like trying to make your voice that way, it's like listen for like the patterns, the tonal
Yeah.
shifts, like what they say in this situation, how they act in this situation, instead of just being like, oh my god, that voice is gonna be high pitched and this is how she's gonna talk. Like instead of doing stuff like that, that was just like really really bad. I feel like I did, but that's
Yeah.
like the way I would like tell the other person to say is like
Right. That
your
she's
voice,
very
yeah,
intolerant.
yeah, like your
Yeah.
voice isn't gonna sound like the other actors, but you can learn from like the way their tone is and their
Right.
swagger is and their patterns.
Yeah, that she's kind of condescending, and impatient and intolerant.
I wouldn't say Maya's all that. I would just say Maya is very focused and driven for what she wants. And she's kind of like Derek. You're making me angry because I'm very frantic and panicking right now. I don't need all of this energy. I don't need you taking Ethan's focus away from me.
I don't have time for this.
Yeah, you know? I wouldn't say she's
she's like, this is inappropriate for like the setting.
Yeah.
Time for this.
Yeah. That's what I would say. Like she is. You know,
absolutely.
Like, and I feel like just trying to like finding that pattern for her is like would be better than trying to just make your voice higher. Yeah.
So I say like really lean into the impatient quality.
Yeah.
This week.
I feel like I said a lot of nothing and a lot
Hey, it's okay. So here's the thing. If you can say it really succinctly, then that tells me you have a really clear vision of what you want. If you're still kind of wandering around and trying to figure out how to articulate it, then that tells me you're still trying to figure out what you want for the character. And that's okay, you know? So it just means you need to play with it a little bit more. Like just more of the same kind of stuff we were doing today. But I definitely think you're on track and that you're starting to get more of a vision for it. And it sounds like doing some listening this week and kind of studying characters like this is going to be really helpful. And then if you like hear lines, like pause it and repeat them back and try to sound like the character. So a little more like studying these kind of characters in this genre would be helpful. Yeah,
that's definitely, I feel like I said a whole lot of like offensive stuff, but that was definitely like what I was trying to say in a very short span.
It's not our job to be like politically correct with this. Our job is to tell the story. So, you know, you're going to have stories that you go, they're not entirely likable sometimes, and that's okay. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I mean, every individual in the world has character flaws, right? And so your characters that you're portraying are going to have positives and negatives, right? And so it's okay for you to bring those out. It makes them seem a lot more real. Yeah?
Copy that.
All right, awesome work today. I think this was really good quality work. I definitely heard a lot of good progress with the pausing, with the attitude shifts, with I started to hear more consistency with the character, so we're on the right track. So, you know, you're not there yet at the destination, but we started here, here's the destination, and we landed maybe here, right? So you're on that path. This is just something that we knew would be kind of a challenge, and that's why we gave it to you, right? We were like, hey, we want to keep progressing. So it's, you know, something that just keeps furthering your skills. And so I think, like, I feel like you really enjoy playing the other two characters. Like, you can really tell that in the listening of it, that it's really fun. And then her character is a little more like, I'm a little uncertain and unsure of myself right now. And that's okay. That's just where you are in that process. So I would say experiment with the character, do some studying and listening, and also maybe record it a few different times, like put like a day or two between and try recording it and listening as you progress so you can hear that progress as you go. And then you can give yourself kind of honest feedback, like, did I believe her? You know, did I like fully buy in? Did I feel like, you know, a certain line pulled me out of the story momentarily and it didn't quite land? Really listen like as a listener and go, did I feel like that worked? You know? Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Awesome work today. Keep up that good work. And I'm excited to see where it's at next time I see ya.
Will do.
If you want to do any like recording, I think that the isolating just her lines was really helpful. So like if you maybe want to work on that, just that component for a week, just really focusing on her lines, and then maybe like do a recording and send that to me after a few days of practicing it, I think that would be great.
All right. Copy that.
All right. Awesome work today, McArthur.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, I look forward to seeing you soon.
Same.
Have a wonderful weekend.
You as well.
All right. Bye-bye.